Hello and welcome to ISE2026. My name is Josh Pearce and I'm working for Q-SYS, and we are actually here on the Q-SYS stand today. We're actually going to talk you through a little bit about what's on the stand today, what you could see on the stand throughout the show, and we're going to be talking about some of the new features as well. So just behind me, you'll be able to see our RoomSuite Modular System. Q-SYS is traditionally focused on the high impact spaces, okay? And that message still continues to be the core of our business, okay? High impact spaces are typically spaces within a building that we need to have a high quality audio and video solution, okay? And we may even need to include room controls and room automation. What the RoomSuite Modular System aims to do is make it more accessible, first of all, for the integrator to have a much easier to deploy system with a lower requirement and a lower barrier to entry in terms of programming and setup time. And RoomSuite is great for that because it allows us to not only service some of these smaller spaces, smaller to medium spaces, but we can then also deploy it very quickly as well. So we can save time and save on that integration piece. RoomSuite is actually comprised of a processor and an expander. So the processor sits behind the display. Okay, we've got some onboard I/O and some network switch as well. And then we've also got an expander which will sit typically under the table. That's going to give us some basic BYOD functionality. And just really gives us the ability to share content across the room, all done over the network, as we're all used to doing with Q-SYS anyway, okay? So that's the RoomSuite bundle in a nutshell, okay? Like I said, we're still targeting high impact spaces, but what this allows us to do is to start to capture some of those smaller, less complex spaces within the building, okay? And really that's what we're focusing on now is, you know, how do we connect all of these spaces together? How do we use the Q-SYS platform to deliver a consistent experience throughout the building? And obviously really focusing on how we integrate with our third-party technology partners to really maximize and tailor the room, the building, and the spaces in between to the client's needs and requirements. For a lot of you that may have heard of VisionSuite in the past, this is actually a continuation of that feature set continuing. Traditional VisionSuite combines automatic presenter tracking alongside ACPR. And what that allows us to do is to split the room into different zones, okay? We might have a presenter at the front of the space that we're gonna automatically track, okay? So the cameras are gonna read that room, they're gonna use AI, onboard AI to really analyze what's going on in the space and deliver an automatic presenter tracking experience. When we combine that, we layer in what was known as ACPR, we can trigger different camera presets, okay? Different shots with the camera, okay? The continuation of that is VisionSuite Designer, okay, and that will be out in the next few months. The idea behind it is we're not then reliant on just presets that are already pre-configured when we're making the design. This is actually going to give us the ability to almost configure the room dynamically live based on the amount of occupants in the room, how the furniture is configured, which, you know, again, as we move into this hybrid working world and we've got these high performance spaces that need to be adaptable and flexible, this functionality from VisionSuite Designer is going to really allow us to do that within these spaces, okay? So we're just layering on more features. Again, like I said, a few more months this will be ready for the public, and that's really going to elevate what we can achieve with Q-SYS as the backbone and VisionSuite as the feature set for our clients. So the other cool thing about Q-SYS, now obviously everything we do is based on the Q-SYS platform, it's all done over the network. Well, by leveraging that network connection, we can actually use Reflect, which is our cloud-based monitoring and management software, okay? What this allows us to do is to have visibility on any of our spaces and the spaces in between and get live system updates. We can check reliability. We can even see physically on a map where they're actually located across the world, which for even sometimes in the case of the end user or maybe the integrator, if they're a managed service provider for a particular client, they can manage lots of different spaces across the world or in a particular region and have really good visibility on system reliability, if there's any failures. And what that allows us to do is to be proactive in the way that we troubleshoot these systems, okay? We can save costs on call-out charges. We don't need to send a technician to site. This gives us full visibility of everything that's happening within the Q-SYS ecosystem. And that's not limited to just native Q-SYS products. We can also see other third-party integrations that are also sat within our AV system. New products, new cameras. We're very, very excited to be expanding our network camera portfolio, okay? We've actually got available at the show today the NC90, which is an updated version of the NC110. Typically, this is a webcam style camera. You're going to have it in a smaller space, maybe sat by the side of on top of the display. But new functionality with the NC90 is we've got this really cool tile view feature, okay? Now, there's some onboard AI. We've got the ability to actually divide the room in what we call tile view. And this is going to allow us to view up to 9 participants and broadcast that to the far end in a tile format. So for everybody in the space and for the far end, we can always see what's going on in the room, okay? As well as that, we can also have a room view as well. So we're going to have this overview shot of the space and everybody in it, and then we're going to have a more framed, close-up focus shot on those 9 or up to 9 meeting room participants, okay? So quite a good upgrade with the NC90 for some of these smaller and medium spaces. On the other end of the spectrum, we've got the NC Pro 15, okay? And the NC Pro 15 is really aimed at those, higher education spaces, large format, large auditoriums, maybe even multi-events halls, where we really need that broadcast quality capture, okay? This is essentially an OEM's Canon product, which is really going to be able to elevate the video experience that we can deliver to the far end from some of these high impact spaces. So in a nutshell, that's everything we've got on the stand here at the show at ISE2026. If you want to learn more about our products, please visit our website. It's Q-SYS.com. You can learn more about some of the products that I've spoken to you about today. If you are interested in having an in-region demonstration or understanding more from our local partner, Applause, then please reach out to them as well, applauseaudio.pl, okay? And between us and Applause, our manufacturer, we're happy to support you with training, knowledge, and anything else that you may need, okay? Thank you very much.